In this audiobook, you will learn powerful ways to sharpen your mind, deepen focus, and be more productive. In an age defined by rapid change and information overload, the ability to think smartly has never been more crucial. Every day, we are bombarded with data, opinions, and decisions that demand our attention and analysis. The challenge lies not only in processing this information, but in transforming it into actionable insights that can propel us forward. How Smart People Think aims to unravel the principles and practices that underpin effective thinking, enabling individuals to navigate the complexities of life with clarity and purpose. At its core, smart thinking is about harnessing the power of the mind to foster creativity, critical analysis, and strategic decision-making. It encompasses a range of cognitive processes, from problem-solving to innovative ideation, and is deeply influenced by our experiences, environments, and the people we surround ourselves with. This book delves into the various dimensions of smart thinking, exploring how these elements interact to shape our thought patterns and ultimately, our outcomes. Throughout this journey, we will explore the mind's innate capabilities and the importance of nurturing a growth mindset. We will delve into the role of curiosity as a catalyst for exploration and learning, emphasizing how cultivating a thirst for knowledge can lead to profound insights and breakthroughs. Additionally, we will examine the significance of self-reflection and mindfulness in honing our cognitive skills, allowing us to better understand our thought processes and make intentional choices. Moreover, we will investigate the intricate relationship between our environments and our thinking, the spaces we inhabit, the social circles we engage with, and the cultural contexts we navigate. All play vital roles in shaping our perspectives and influencing our decisions. By understanding these dynamics, we can create environments that inspire creativity, foster collaboration, and promote the kind of critical thinking that leads to meaningful outcomes. This book is not merely a collection of theories. It is a practical guide for individuals seeking to enhance their cognitive abilities and elevate their thinking. Each chapter presents actionable insights and strategies drawn from a blend of research, philosophy, and real-world anecdotes. From the importance of surrounding oneself with diverse thinkers to the transformative power of a well-curated environment, we will uncover the myriad ways in which we can refine our thinking and unlock our full potential. As we embark on this exploration of smart thinking, I invite you to engage with the ideas presented, reflect on your own thought processes, and consider how you can apply these principles to your life. The journey of understanding how smart people think is not a destination but an ongoing pursuit, one that requires curiosity, openness, and a commitment to growth. Together, let us discover the art of smart thinking and the incredible possibilities it holds for our lives. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Albert Einstein. In a world that's ever-changing, one constant remains: the need for growth. Lifelong learning isn't just an option, it's a mindset, a way of approaching life with curiosity and humility. Highly intelligent and successful individuals across time, think of Leonardo da Vinci, Marie Curie, or Steve Jobs, share a unique trait. They never saw learning as something that ended. It wasn't confined to school, a degree, or even their professional achievements. Instead, it was woven into the fabric of their lives. To illustrate this, let's consider the story of Michelangelo, the Renaissance artist renowned for his sculptures, paintings, and architecture. Even in his late 80s, he was found chiseling away at a block of marble, perfecting yet another masterpiece. When asked why he continued to work so tirelessly at an age when many retired, he answered simply, "Ancora imparo." I am still learning. Michelangelo knew that his ability to learn was his greatest strength. His most powerful tool. It was his way of unlocking possibilities not just in art, but in life itself. Curiosity is the fuel that drives lifelong learning. Imagine a child walking through a forest, fascinated by everything from the texture of the leaves to the colors of the insects. That wonder is the essence of curiosity, a mindset that allows us to see the world with fresh eyes, even as we age. Highly accomplished people retain this childlike curiosity because they know it keeps them sharp, relevant, and engaged. Consider the case of Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, who once took a calligraphy class simply because he was intrigued by the elegance of different typefaces. Little did he know that this fascination would later influence the development of the Macintosh computer, making it the first personal computer with multiple fonts and beautifully designed typography. For Jobs, curiosity wasn't about immediate utility. It was about exploring something new, something that might one day find its way into his work. In today's fast-paced world, knowledge becomes outdated quickly. Skills that were in high demand 5 years ago might be irrelevant today. Lifelong learning has become essential to navigating this landscape. Those who choose not to pursue new skills, knowledge, or perspectives risk falling behind. More significantly, they risk stagnating, as staying engaged with learning keeps us adaptable, ready to take on new challenges. This necessity was particularly true for Benjamin Franklin. Although he was already a successful publisher by his mid-30s, Franklin continued to learn and experiment in a variety of fields throughout his life. From scientific research to political theory to music, Franklin's insatiable curiosity and commitment to self-improvement allowed him to become a revolutionary leader and polymath. His famed 13 virtues, which he practiced daily, included industry and resolution because he believed that focused effort and dedication to growth were the keys to a successful life. The human brain is a marvel of adaptability. Scientists once thought that the brain became fixed after a certain age, but today we know about a concept called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire and adapt even as we age. Just as muscles grow with exercise, the brain grows with mental stimulation, creating new connections and strengthening existing ones. Take the story of Dr. Marion Diamond, a pioneering neuroscientist who proved through experiments with rats that enriched environments, full of toys, exercise, and interaction, lead to denser, healthier brain cells compared to those in isolated environments. The takeaway: our brains are like clay, moldable at every age if we continue to challenge them. Lifelong learning, then, is a form of mental exercise. It keeps the mind sharp, flexible, and resilient. Much like physical exercise keeps the body fit, set aside a small, manageable portion of your day to focus on learning. This might mean reading a book, listening to an educational podcast, or learning a new skill. You don't need hours, just consistent effort over time. Even Benjamin Franklin, a notoriously busy man, would wake up at 5 a.m. to study and plan his day, squeezing in time to develop new skills. Try activities outside your comfort zone, learning a musical instrument, studying a foreign language, or even joining a dance class can challenge your brain in new ways. Each time we step out of familiar territory, our brains forge new neural pathways, strengthening cognitive abilities and boosting problem-solving skills. Reflection is an underrated part of learning. It solidifies new knowledge by allowing us to connect it to our previous experiences. Franklin kept a personal journal to record his thoughts, and reflections. By reflecting on our learning, we can make connections that deepen our understanding and foster creativity. Psychologist Carol Dweck's research on the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset has shown that those who believe in their ability to learn and improve are far more likely to succeed than those who see intelligence as a static trait. A growth mindset fosters resilience and allows us to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. Thomas Edison exemplified this mindset. When his lab burned down in 1914, he lost years of research and prototypes. While most people would be devastated, Edison famously said, "I've just found 10 ways that won't work." He didn't see failure as a sign of personal deficiency. He saw it as a learning opportunity, as part of the path to discovery. When we adopt a habit of continuous learning, we experience a multitude of benefits. Enhanced adaptability. The ability to learn keeps us agile and able to pivot when life throws curveballs. In a world of rapid technological and social changes, adaptability is a superpower. Increased cognitive health research shows that people who engage in lifelong learning experience slower rates of cognitive decline as they age, maintaining sharper memories and higher mental agility, personal growth, and fulfillment. Learning isn't just about intellectual gains. It enriches our lives, bringing a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. As we grow, we gain confidence, discover hidden talents, and develop a deeper understanding of the world and our place in it. Lifelong learning isn't simply a method to achieve success. It's a philosophy of life, a journey of constant improvement. Just as a river continually carves through rock to create canyons, continuous learning sculpts our minds, broadening our perspectives and making us more complete individuals. Whether it's through picking up a book, learning a new skill, or reflecting on past experiences, we become the authors of our own development. We too can live by the mantra of Michelangelo, Ancora imparo. I am still learning, letting each day add a new brushstroke to the canvas of our minds. By embracing lifelong learning, we step onto a path that will not only elevate our intelligence, but will also enrich every corner of our lives. This is where the journey begins, one that has no end, only an ever-expanding horizon. The power of observation is often underestimated in a world that prioritizes swift answers and immediate reactions. Yet, the most brilliant minds know that true understanding is born from careful, sustained attention. To observe is to engage deeply with the world, to see it not as a backdrop for our own thoughts and actions, but as a complex system of relationships. nuances and details, waiting to be uncovered. Observation enables us to transcend surface-level information, allowing us to grasp insights that others may overlook. Consider the story of Charles Darwin, whose groundbreaking theory of evolution wasn't the result of a sudden epiphany, but rather years of meticulous observation. During his voyage on the HMS Beagle, Darwin collected samples, noted variations among species, and spent countless hours observing the natural world. His power of observation allowed him to notice patterns that ultimately led to the development of evolutionary theory. Darwin's insights didn't come from mere book knowledge. They came from a commitment to noticing the world around him with patience and detail. This level of observation is what separates ordinary thinking from transformative insight. Observation also opens up doors to creativity. The French artist Claude Monet, one of the founders of Impressionism, spent years observing the same pond near his home, painting it repeatedly to capture the changing qualities of light and color throughout the seasons. His observations transformed his artwork into masterpieces that captured ephemeral moments and influenced generations of artists. Monet's process highlights how observation goes beyond passive viewing. It's an active engagement with our environment, one that allows us to perceive patterns, rhythms, and beauty that others might miss. When we hone our observational skills, we can uncover inspiration in everyday life, making connections that lead to new perspectives and ideas. However, in today's fast-paced society, we're often pulled away from observation by distractions and the urge for instant answers. The pervasive use of smartphones, social media, and constant multitasking diminishes our capacity to fully engage with our surroundings. Studies show that the brain's ability to focus and retain information diminishes with excessive multitasking. Our attention is fragmented, and with it, our ability to observe deeply suffers. Imagine if Leonardo da Vinci, who spent hours studying the movement of water, the anatomy of humans, and the structure of plants, had been constantly interrupted. His genius was partly a result of his capacity for sustained observation, for immersing himself fully in whatever he examined. In a world of endless distractions, training ourselves to observe deeply can become a superpower. Observation also sharpens critical thinking and helps us understand others more empathetically. By paying attention to subtleties in people's expressions, body language, and tone, we can gain insights into their emotions, thoughts, and motivations. Abraham Lincoln was renowned for his ability to read people. This skill wasn't innate, it was a product of careful observation. Lincoln paid attention to his opponent's actions, noting their strengths and weaknesses, which allowed him to anticipate their moves and negotiate effectively. His capacity to observe human behavior contributed to his reputation as a leader. With profound wisdom and empathy, observation enables us to engage with others not through assumptions, but through understanding, enhancing our relationships and making us more insightful in our interactions. Incorporating observation into our daily lives doesn't require significant changes. It can begin with small adjustments, such as observing the details of a conversation, noticing patterns in our own behaviors, or simply watching a sunset with undivided attention. Cultivating this habit makes us more attuned to our surroundings, helping us detect opportunities and threats that others might miss. Like a scientist examining a specimen under a microscope, observing allows us to see deeper layers, to break down complex situations into their essential parts, and to gain clarity. By training our minds to notice subtleties, we expand our understanding of the world and enrich our decision-making process. In the end, observation is a tool for uncovering truths, both about the world and ourselves. It invites us to slow down and pay attention to what lies beneath the surface, to experience life in a fuller, richer way. When we make a conscious effort to observe, we open ourselves up to a world of hidden details and overlooked wonders, to insights that can transform our thinking and fuel our growth. The power of observation is not just in what it reveals, but in the mindset it cultivates, one of patience, curiosity, and respect for the complexity of life. In a world that moves fast, those who can observe deeply gain access to an unparalleled depth of understanding. In our quest to understand the world, we often gravitate towards simple answers. They're comforting, digestible, and neatly packaged. Yet, the most profound insights come not from simplifying reality, but from embracing its inherent complexity. Complexity is often seen as intimidating, something to be avoided. However, the ability to grapple with it can transform our thinking, helping us see connections, appreciate nuances, and develop a fuller understanding of any situation or concept. One of the best examples of embracing complexity comes from Albert Einstein, whose theories reshaped our understanding of time, space, and gravity. His theory of relativity was not a simple explanation, but a complex framework that took years to develop and even longer for the world to comprehend. Einstein did not shy away from complexity. He welcomed it as the path to deeper truths. His approach teaches us that complexity is not a barrier, but an invitation, a gateway to richer understanding. By working through it patiently, we can unravel truths that simple answers could never reveal. In human relationships too, embracing complexity can be transformative. Each person carries a web of experiences, beliefs, and emotions that shape their actions. To truly understand someone, we must go beyond surface impressions, recognizing that human behavior is influenced by a multitude of factors. Consider a situation where someone reacts harshly. It's easy to label them as rude or unpleasant, but when we embrace complexity, we consider their background, their current challenges, and perhaps even unconscious biases. This perspective fosters empathy, enabling us to see beyond initial judgments and engage with people in a more compassionate, authentic way. Complexity is also an inherent part of problem solving, where quick fixes often overlook deeper, underlying issues. In the business world, for instance, leaders often face multi-layered problems. A company experiencing low morale might be tempted to implement superficial solutions like more perks or bonuses, but the real issue might lie in organizational culture, misaligned values, or lack of career development opportunities. Embracing complexity means taking the time to investigate these layers, to understand the full scope of the problem, and to address it at its roots. This approach is not just more effective, it is more sustainable. By understanding the complex dynamics at play, leaders can create solutions that yield long-term positive change. Embracing complexity also challenges us to question our assumptions. We are all prone to cognitive biases, mental shortcuts that simplify the world, but often lead to flawed conclusions. Recognizing and challenging these biases requires us to look at problems from multiple perspectives. The philosopher Socrates was a master at this. His method of questioning, known as the Socratic method, involved breaking down a problem, examining assumptions, and exploring it from different angles. Socrates knew that understanding anything fully required pushing past easy answers to grapple with complexity. His approach is a powerful reminder that deep understanding is often uncomfortable and demanding, yet ultimately rewarding. In science, embracing complexity is essential for advancement. The world's most pressing problems, climate change, pandemics, social inequality, are inherently complex. They cannot be solved with single-minded approaches or one-dimensional thinking. Take climate change, for example. It involves not only environmental factors, but also economics, politics, societal behavior, and technological innovation. Addressing it requires interdisciplinary thinking, collaboration across sectors, and an acceptance of the uncertain, evolving nature of the problem. When we embrace complexity, we open ourselves up to innovative solutions that consider the full scope of the issue, rather than narrow, incomplete fixes. Embracing complexity, however, does not mean becoming overwhelmed. It's about cultivating the ability to hold multiple, sometimes conflicting ideas in mind without rushing to resolve them. The Nobel laureate Niels Bohr once said, "The opposite of a profound truth may well be another profound truth." This statement encapsulates the beauty of complexity. Often, two opposing perspectives both contain valuable insights. Rather than choosing one and discarding the other, Bohr's wisdom encourages us to find a balance, to recognize the validity in both, and to search for a deeper understanding that encompasses the full spectrum. In our personal lives, embracing complexity can lead to more genuine self-awareness. It's easy to see ourselves in terms of strengths and weaknesses, successes and failures, but true self-knowledge comes from understanding the contradictions within us. A person can be confident yet insecure, kind yet occasionally harsh, ambitious yet fearful of success. These contradictions are not flaws, but reflections of our complexity. By accepting them, we move closer to self-acceptance and self-growth. We recognize that growth doesn't come from trying to resolve every inner conflict, but from understanding and integrating our complexities. Ultimately, embracing complexity is about fostering a mindset that is open, curious, and resilient. It encourages us to see the world as a mosaic of interrelated parts, each one adding depth to our understanding. When we stop searching for the simple answer and start accepting complexity, we empower ourselves to make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and cultivate a richer, more nuanced view of life. Embracing complexity is not easy. It requires patience, humility, and a willingness to be uncomfortable. But the rewards are profound. It enables us to live in a state of awareness and growth, understanding that the most meaningful truths are often the ones that challenge us to think a little harder and dig a little deeper. Most people are naturally inclined toward linear thinking, progressing step by step, following logical sequences, and seeking predictable outcomes. While this approach has its place, it can limit creativity, problem solving, and innovation. In contrast, divergent thinking allows us to explore multiple possibilities, consider a wide array of ideas, and connect concepts that might seem unrelated. This kind of thinking can lead to breakthroughs that wouldn't be possible through conventional approaches. Embracing divergent thinking invites us to step outside the comfort zone of familiar answers and explore new, sometimes uncharted territories of thought. The power of divergent thinking is perhaps best illustrated by figures like Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci's notebooks are filled with ideas that cross boundaries, from anatomy and botany to mechanics and art. His mind leaped freely between subjects, generating connections that were revolutionary for his time. He did not limit himself to one discipline, but explored multiple fields with equal enthusiasm. This approach enabled him to design inventions and conceive ideas centuries ahead of his time, all by allowing himself to think divergently and experiment without concern for immediate practicality. In education, divergent thinking is often undervalued. Standardized tests, which reward students for providing the right answers, tend to emphasize convergent thinking, solving problems with a single correct solution. However, some of the greatest minds did not excel in traditional academic environments. Take Thomas Edison, who was once labeled as unteachable by his teachers. Edison's success as an inventor came from his ability to explore unconventional solutions and persist in testing hundreds, even thousands of ideas before finding the right one. Divergent thinking doesn't ask, "What's the correct answer?" but rather, "What are all the possible answers?" This open-ended approach fosters creativity, resilience, and a willingness to explore beyond established boundaries. In organizations, divergent thinking can be the difference between stagnation and innovation. Companies like Google have built cultures that actively encourage employees to experiment, brainstorm, and propose ideas without fear of failure. Google's 20% time policy, which allows employees to spend 20% of their work hours on side projects, has resulted in the creation of some of the company's most successful products like Gmail and Google News. By giving people the freedom to explore new ideas without immediate concern for feasibility, Google taps into the transformative potential of divergent thinking. It's a reminder that some of the most valuable ideas don't emerge from rigorous planning, but from unstructured curiosity and exploration. Divergent thinking is also essential in fields where traditional solutions are ineffective or exhausted. Take the field of medicine, where new challenges such as antibiotic resistance demand innovative approaches. Researchers have begun to explore unconventional solutions, like bacteriophage therapy, which uses viruses to target bacteria. This idea, once dismissed, is now being reconsidered as a possible answer to a pressing global health issue. Divergent thinking in this context has opened doors to alternative methods and broadened the scope of what medicine can achieve, challenging us to see beyond established frameworks. The process of divergent thinking often begins with asking better questions. Instead of asking, "How can we solve this problem?" divergent thinkers might ask, "What are the underlying causes of this problem?" Or, "Are we asking the right question to begin with?" This was the approach taken by Nobel laureate Richard Feynman, who was known for his curious boundary-pushing thought process. Feynman's unique approach to physics involved questioning fundamental assumptions, allowing him to see problems from fresh perspectives. By challenging himself to think in different directions, he was able to make contributions that were both profound and transformative. Divergent thinking is not only beneficial for solving problems, but also for personal growth. When we engage in divergent thinking, we expand our perspective and challenge our biases. Imagine a person who views success in a narrow, conventional way, through financial gain or professional titles. By practicing divergent thinking, they might redefine success to include personal fulfillment, impact on others, or the pursuit of passions. This shift can transform one's life path, leading to a more fulfilling, purpose-driven existence. By questioning and exploring different meanings of success, happiness, or purpose, we can reshape our values to reflect a richer, more individualized vision of life. This way of thinking also enhances our capacity for empathy. Instead of categorizing people into rigid labels or judging them by a single trait, divergent thinking encourages us to consider their experiences, motivations, and struggles from various angles. For instance, someone might appear rude or unkind on the surface, but a divergent thinker will pause to consider what unseen stress, fears, or life challenges might be influencing their behavior. This perspective not only enriches our understanding of others, but also fosters deeper, more compassionate relationships. In our rapidly changing world, divergent thinking is no longer just an asset, it's a necessity. Issues like climate change, economic inequality, and technological disruption demand fresh approaches and creative solutions. We must be willing to see problems from multiple perspectives, question established norms, and entertain ideas that might initially seem out there. History shows that the world's most important advances were often viewed as radical or impractical at the time of their conception. Only through a willingness to think divergently can we hope to address the complex, multifaceted challenges of our time. Cultivating divergent thinking requires both practice and a mindset shift. We can begin by embracing curiosity, allowing ourselves to ask why and what if questions without the need for immediate answers. Journaling, brainstorming sessions, and creative exercises are all excellent ways to encourage our minds to wander, connect, and explore. Another powerful exercise is to practice thinking in opposites, considering the opposite of any idea or assumption and exploring its implications. This simple shift in perspective can yield surprising insights and open new avenues of thought. The journey of divergent thinking is one of exploration, uncertainty, and curiosity. It does not promise a clear path or guaranteed results, but it offers something more valuable: the possibility of breakthrough insights and transformative ideas. As we cultivate this way of thinking, we become more resilient, more adaptive, and more attuned to the world's complexity. Divergent thinking is a celebration of the mind's boundless capacity to create, imagine, and reimagine, transforming the familiar into the extraordinary and the impossible into the possible. We live in a world that craves certainty, from job security to predictable routines. Many of us find comfort in knowing what lies ahead. Yet, the reality is that life is inherently uncertain, filled with unforeseen events, shifting landscapes, and outcomes we can't control. For smart thinkers, embracing uncertainty isn't a drawback, but a source of opportunity, resilience, and growth. When we welcome the unpredictable, we step into a mindset that is open, adaptable, and ready to innovate. A powerful example of embracing uncertainty is the journey of entrepreneurs. Most successful entrepreneurs did not follow a precise roadmap. Instead, they took calculated risks, learned to pivot when obstacles arose, and used uncertainty as fuel for their vision. Steve Jobs, for instance, didn't have a clear endgame when he started Apple in his garage. Jobs faced numerous challenges, including being ousted from the very company he founded. But his resilience came from his willingness to embrace uncertainty, adapt, and continue creating. His openness to unforeseen possibilities led to revolutionary innovations, from the iPhone to the iPod, which forever changed the way we interact with technology. Embracing uncertainty can be daunting, especially for those of us conditioned to rely on plans and routines. However, a willingness to confront uncertainty builds mental flexibility. Think of it as training a muscle. The more we face the unknown, the stronger and more adaptable we become. When astronauts prepare for space missions, they train rigorously for unpredictability. NASA understands that once astronauts are in space, anything can happen, so they are trained to think on their feet, solve problems in real time, and respond to unforeseen issues with calm resilience. This approach allows them to navigate situations that could never have been planned for in a manual. Many of life's most rewarding experiences lie just beyond the comfort zone of certainty. Studies have shown that our brains are wired to adapt to change, and we often grow the most during times of uncertainty and challenge. For example, people who move to a new city or take up a role outside their field experience a mental stretching that fosters creativity, problem solving, and a broader understanding of the world. This is because uncertainty forces us to question our assumptions, rely on our instincts, and build new skills. Rather than fearing it, we can start to view uncertainty as a catalyst for growth. The philosopher Soren Kierkegaard once said, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." This highlights an important truth. In the moment, we can't always understand why events unfold as they do. We may resist or struggle against them. Yet, in hindsight, many of our biggest challenges often reveal themselves as stepping stones toward new insights or opportunities. Take, for example, the story of Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career, she was fired from her first television job because she was deemed unfit for TV. This rejection could have deterred her, but she instead embraced the uncertainty it brought, using it as a stepping stone to build a media empire. Her story reminds us that uncertainty can often be a detour that leads to greater destinations. In science, embracing uncertainty is foundational. The scientific method, after all, is rooted in the understanding that we cannot assume truth without evidence. Scientists approach experiments with a hypothesis, but they accept that the results may not align with their expectations. The most groundbreaking discoveries have often come from unexpected findings. The discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming was an accident. Fleming noticed that mold growing in a petri dish had killed the surrounding bacteria, leading to the development of antibiotics. Had he dismissed this anomaly, we might never have benefited from one of the most significant medical breakthroughs in history. Embracing uncertainty in this case, meant being open to unexpected outcomes. The benefits of accepting uncertainty extend into our personal lives. Relationships, careers, and even our sense of self are all in flux, evolving over time. The attempt to control every outcome can lead to anxiety, stress, and disappointment when things don't go as planned. When we embrace life's unpredictability, however, we grant ourselves the freedom to let go, trust, and adapt. This perspective shift transforms setbacks into learning experiences and allows us to see possibilities where there were once only closed doors. To harness the power of uncertainty, we can practice what psychologists call mental agility. This involves cultivating a mindset that is flexible, open, and resilient. Instead of seeing uncertainty as a threat, we can reframe it as a chance to learn and grow. One effective technique is to ask what-if questions. Rather than seeing a challenge and asking, "What if I fail?" we can ask, "What if this opens a door to something I never imagined?" Shifting the narrative from fear to curiosity allows us to see uncertainty as an ally rather than an enemy. Mindfulness practices also aid in building comfort with uncertainty. By grounding ourselves in the present moment, we become less attached to future outcomes and more attuned to our current experiences. Meditation, for example, trains the mind to observe thoughts without judgment, helping us become comfortable with the ebb and flow of emotions and thoughts. This inner stillness becomes a refuge during uncertain times, providing a sense of peace amid the unknown. Ultimately, embracing uncertainty is an act of courage. It involves stepping into the unknown with trust in our capacity to adapt, learn, and grow. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, this mindset is both empowering and liberating. As we learn to accept and even welcome life's uncertainties, we gain the freedom to explore new paths, build resilience, and expand our horizons. Rather than being paralyzed by what we cannot predict, we become inspired by what we might discover. The journey of embracing uncertainty is not about surrendering control, but about realizing that control was never fully ours to begin with. It is a journey of becoming comfortable with discomfort, finding strength in flexibility, and learning to navigate life's unpredictable waves with a calm, open heart. Embracing uncertainty is about being fully alive in the present, ready for whatever comes next, and excited by the infinite possibilities that await. In a world filled with distractions, information overload, and constant noise, the ability to observe deeply and accurately is becoming a rare skill. Smart thinkers know that true observation is more than merely seeing. It's about understanding, noticing details, patterns, and nuances that others often overlook. Observation helps us make informed decisions, detect hidden opportunities, and avoid potential pitfalls. One of the greatest examples of observation shaping human knowledge comes from Charles Darwin. During his voyage on the HMS Beagle, Darwin meticulously observed different species across the Galapagos Islands. He noticed minute variations in finches' beaks, adapted to their food sources on each island. This seemingly simple observation laid the foundation for his groundbreaking theory of evolution by natural selection. Darwin's capacity to notice details that others dismissed as insignificant enabled him to uncover a fundamental principle of life. Observation, in his case, was not passive. It was a deliberate, curious process of looking beneath the surface to find meaning. Observation also plays a vital role in our personal and professional lives. Sherlock Holmes, the fictional detective created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, is famous for his incredible observational skills. His ability to see what others could not made him an exemplary detective, solving complex cases with apparent ease. Holmes famously said, "You see, but you do not observe." This sentiment highlights a common human tendency. We often look at things without truly seeing them. Developing a keen eye for observation can sharpen our ability to assess situations, understand people, and make decisions with greater accuracy. Observing deeply requires mindfulness and the ability to tune into the present moment. When we're constantly preoccupied with thoughts about the past or future, our ability to notice what's happening around us diminishes. People who practice mindfulness, whether through meditation or other techniques, often find their powers of observation improve. By bringing their attention fully to the present, they become more attuned to details, emotions, and interactions they might have otherwise missed. This heightened awareness allows them to navigate life's complexities with greater clarity and insight. Observation is not just about seeing the physical world, but also about perceiving underlying emotions, intentions, and dynamics. Take, for example, the world of poker. Skilled poker players must not only understand the rules of the game, but also be attuned to the behaviors of their opponents. They watch for tells, subtle signs that reveal what the other player might be thinking. A nervous twitch, a change in breathing, or a flicker in the eyes can provide valuable information. By observing these cues, expert players can make more informed decisions, even when they lack concrete information about the cards. This same skill of reading people can be applied to any field, whether in business, negotiations, or personal relationships. In our interactions with others, observation can foster empathy and understanding. Often, we listen to respond rather than to understand, missing out on cues that reveal someone's true feelings or intentions. By observing body language, tone of voice, and other nonverbal signals, we can better comprehend what others are communicating, even beyond their words. This sensitivity can lead to stronger, more authentic connections. For instance, an observant leader can sense when a team member is feeling overwhelmed, even if they haven't said so directly. By recognizing this, they can offer support and build trust within the team. Leaders who excel at observation tend to create environments where people feel seen, valued, and understood. Observation can also sharpen our ability to anticipate and adapt to change. In many industries, market shifts and consumer trends can be subtle before they become mainstream. Successful companies are often those that observe early trends and adjust their strategies accordingly. Kodak, for example, failed to observe the shift to digital photography, even though they had the technology before their competitors. They ignored the signs, ultimately leading to their decline. Apple, on the other hand, is known for its ability to observe and predict consumer desires, often creating products that people didn't even know they wanted until they had them. This observational foresight has been a significant factor in Apple's success and innovation. To strengthen our observation skills, it helps to cultivate curiosity. Curious people naturally observe more because they are genuinely interested in their surroundings. They ask questions, probe deeper, and pay closer attention. Think of children, who are often incredibly observant because they are constantly learning about the world. They notice small details that adults, preoccupied with their routines, might miss. By reigniting our childlike curiosity, we can see the world with fresh eyes and discover insights that may have been hidden in plain sight. Another practical method to improve observation is to slow down. In our fast-paced world, we often rush through tasks without taking time to fully experience them. However, when we slow down, we give ourselves the chance to absorb more details and notice patterns. Artists, for example, often spend hours observing their subjects before they begin to paint or draw. This intense focus allows them to capture the essence of their subject, not just its surface appearance. Slowing down, even in daily activities, can enhance our perception, making us more aware of subtle details that may otherwise pass unnoticed. Finally, journaling can be a powerful tool for refining observation. By writing down thoughts, experiences, and observations, we train our minds to notice and record details. Keeping a journal encourages us to reflect on what we've seen, heard, and felt, allowing patterns to emerge over time. Many great thinkers, from Leonardo da Vinci to Marie Curie, kept detailed journals where they recorded observations that would later contribute to their breakthroughs. Journaling is not only a method of recording, but also a way of deepening our awareness, fostering an ongoing curiosity about the world. In conclusion, the power of observation lies at the heart of smart thinking. It enables us to see beyond the obvious, to detect patterns, and to connect with people on a deeper level. Observation is both a skill and a mindset, a willingness to be present, to look closer, and to appreciate the world's complexity. By honing our ability to observe, we open ourselves up to new ideas, richer relationships, and insights that can guide us in making better decisions. Whether in our personal lives or professional endeavors, observation is a vital tool, empowering us to understand, adapt, and thrive in an ever-changing world. The smartest thinkers often share a common trait. They know how to ask the right questions. Asking insightful questions can unlock new perspectives, uncover hidden truths, and drive meaningful progress in any area of life. Questions are the catalysts of discovery, the tools that help us dig beneath the surface to find real understanding. This chapter explores the art and impact of asking the right questions, and how doing so can transform not only our understanding, but also our relationships and decision-making. When Albert Einstein was asked about his problem-solving approach, he famously stated, "If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solutions." What he emphasized was the importance of framing the right question. Asking the right question focuses the mind, shapes the investigation, and often brings the solution into sharper view. It's about seeking the essence of the issue rather than jumping to conclusions. Great questions can open doors in any conversation, turning it from surface-level exchanges into a deep dialogue. Socrates, the ancient Greek philosopher, pioneered the art of questioning in his search for knowledge. Through the Socratic method, he asked questions that encouraged critical thinking and self-reflection. He understood that wisdom begins with realizing how much we don't know. His questions often challenged assumptions, leading others to consider their beliefs from new angles. This method has since become the foundation of many fields, from law to education, because it promotes inquiry over assumption, discovery over dogma. Smart thinkers know that to ask good questions, they need to approach situations with genuine curiosity and openness. Instead of aiming to prove a point or confirm a bias, they aim to learn. Curiosity-driven questions often start with how or why, inviting thoughtful, expansive responses. For example, instead of asking, "Is this project going well?" a more effective question might be, "What aspects of this project are working well, and where do we face challenges?" The latter invites exploration and problem solving, whereas the former could easily yield a simple, shallow answer. Asking questions that go beyond the obvious can also help us understand people's motivations and emotions. In a professional setting, for instance, leaders often need to know what truly drives their team members to achieve great results. Rather than merely asking, "Are you satisfied with your job?" a more profound question might be, "What aspects of your role bring you the most fulfillment? And what would make your work experience even more rewarding?" This question shows that the leader values the employee's perspective and seeks to improve their experience, which can foster trust and openness in the relationship. In negotiations and problem-solving situations, questions can also be a powerful strategy for guiding discussions without imposing opinions. One story often cited in business circles is that of a mediator working with two people who both wanted an orange. Each was determined to get it, leading to a deadlock. Rather than attempting to divide the orange, the mediator asked, "What do you want to do with the orange?" One person replied that they wanted the juice, while the other wanted the peel for baking. A simple question revealed a solution that satisfied both parties fully. This story illustrates the impact of asking clarifying questions that reveal underlying interests and open pathways to win-win outcomes. A major barrier to asking good questions is the fear of looking uninformed or uncertain. Many people feel that asking questions might expose them as inexperienced or lacking knowledge. However, smart thinkers understand that asking questions is not a sign of weakness, but a strength. In fact, leaders and innovators who ask questions often cultivate respect because their questions reveal a willingness to learn and understand. Admitting when we don't know something and being open to asking about it creates a culture of transparency and lifelong learning. Questions can also be powerful tools for self-reflection. Many personal development experts advocate for a practice of questioning oneself to foster growth and insight. Questions like, "What do I truly value? What are my biggest strengths?" What am I avoiding and why? Prompt introspection that can help us navigate life's challenges and make aligned decisions. Journaling these questions can be a way to uncover subconscious motivations or barriers we might otherwise overlook. The timing and tone of questions also matter immensely. When used carelessly, questions can feel intrusive or judgmental. A well-placed question, on the other hand, shows respect for the other person's experience and perspective. For instance, in a heated conversation, asking, "What do you need from this discussion to feel heard?" can diffuse tension and refocus the interaction toward mutual understanding. A thoughtful question can serve as an invitation to connect, showing empathy and encouraging collaboration. Learning to ask questions effectively is a skill that grows with practice. Observing skilled interviewers, for example, can teach us a lot about the art of inquiry. Great interviewers, such as Oprah Winfrey or Larry King, often start with broad questions that allow their subjects to express themselves freely. They then follow up with more focused questions, drawing out specific insights or emotional nuances. This approach, often called funneling, goes from general to specific, helping to build a complete picture while showing genuine interest. At the heart of asking questions lies humility, the recognition that we don't have all the answers, and that there is always more to learn. This humility not only drives intellectual growth, but also enhances our relationships. When we ask questions, we create a dialogue that encourages others to share their thoughts, feelings, and ideas. In relationships, this fosters closeness and trust, as people feel valued when someone takes the time to understand them fully. In summary, the art of asking the right question is a cornerstone of smart thinking. By approaching situations with curiosity, framing thoughtful questions, and listening to the answers, we can gain insights that propel us toward better decisions and stronger relationships. Whether in business, personal growth, or everyday interactions, the questions we ask shape the path we take. When we master this art, we become not only wiser, but also more connected to the people and world around us. In a world that is constantly evolving, the ability to embrace change and adapt is a defining quality of smart thinkers. Change, whether planned or unexpected, is one of life's few constants. History is filled with examples of those who flourished by adapting to their circumstances, and those who struggled due to rigidity. Learning to embrace change as a source of opportunity, rather than a threat, is an essential skill for navigating modern life. Consider Charles Darwin's insight. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one most adaptable to change. This truth applies not only to survival in the natural world, but also to success in personal and professional life. Those who remain open to new ideas, who can pivot when necessary, and who see value in adjusting their perspective are the ones who thrive. Smart thinkers do not just passively accept change. They proactively prepare for it, seeking to understand and leverage it to their advantage. The power of adaptability becomes especially clear when we look at the stories of successful entrepreneurs. Take the example of Netflix, a company that started as a DVD rental service. In the early 2000s, as streaming technology began to emerge, Netflix's leaders recognized a major shift on the horizon. Rather than clinging to their original business model, they transformed Netflix into a streaming giant. This adaptability led to Netflix becoming one of the most influential media companies in the world, while other rental companies that failed to evolve, like Blockbuster, were left behind. Adapting, however, is not always easy. Human nature often inclines us toward comfort and familiarity, which can make change feel uncomfortable, even threatening. But smart thinkers realize that resisting change is ultimately a futile endeavor, like trying to hold back the tide. Instead, they focus on reframing their relationship with change. Rather than viewing it as a disruption, they choose to see it as a chance to grow, improve, and explore new avenues. In many ways, adaptability also requires resilience. Life's changes are not always within our control, and some are challenging or painful. Adapting to these changes requires us to tap into our inner reserves of strength. Psychologist Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, wrote extensively about how the ability to find meaning in suffering and change allows individuals to survive even the most difficult situations. His work emphasizes that while we may not control our circumstances, we have the power to choose how we respond. Frankl's message underscores that adaptability is not only about external flexibility, but also about mental resilience, the capacity to stay grounded and focused no matter what life throws at us. Smart thinkers are often proactive in preparing for change, even if they don't know exactly what's coming. Rather than making rigid plans, they embrace a mindset of experimentation. For example, in the tech industry, companies frequently use a concept known as agile methodology. Instead of planning projects in great detail and then following that plan without deviation, agile teams focus on small, iterative cycles of work. They release portions of their product to test its reception and adjust their direction based on real-time feedback. This way, they adapt rapidly to changes in customer needs, market dynamics, and technology. Smart thinkers apply similar methods in their personal lives by setting goals that are flexible and by regularly evaluating their progress to make adjustments as needed. Adaptability also requires us to step outside of our comfort zones. Many smart thinkers intentionally seek out experiences that push their boundaries. Traveling to new places, learning unfamiliar skills, or engaging with people from diverse backgrounds exposes us to different perspectives and ideas, making us more receptive to change. By broadening our comfort zones, we build the confidence to face life's uncertainties with an open mind. This is one reason why many successful people make lifelong learning a priority. They recognize that each new skill or piece of knowledge increases their adaptability. Embracing change does not mean that we abandon our values or principles. Rather, it means we stay true to our core while adjusting our methods to suit the situation. This idea is embodied in the Japanese concept of Kaizen, which translates to continuous improvement. Kaizen encourages people to make small, consistent changes that gradually lead to significant transformation. By embracing incremental improvements, we can adapt in a way that feels manageable while also achieving meaningful progress over time. The importance of adaptability extends to relationships as well. People are not static, and maintaining healthy connections requires us to be flexible and understanding as others grow and change. Smart thinkers know that rigidity in relationships can lead to conflict or stagnation. They prioritize open communication and are willing to adjust expectations or boundaries as situations evolve. By being adaptable in relationships, we allow them to flourish rather than falter. In a broader sense, adaptability also involves staying attuned to societal shifts and trends. For instance, in recent years, we've seen a major shift in work culture, with remote and hybrid works becoming the new norm for many. Those who adapted to this change quickly were able to capitalize on new opportunities for flexibility and productivity. Similarly, The rise of digital platforms has transformed industries like publishing, retail, and education, and those who adapted by embracing online tools and strategies gained a competitive edge. Ultimately, adaptability is a combination of open-mindedness, resilience, and a proactive approach to change. When we view change as a natural part of life rather than an obstacle, we free ourselves from the fear and resistance that hold so many people back. Smart thinkers understand that their ability to adapt not only helps them survive, but also enables them to flourish in ways they might not have previously imagined. Embracing change allows us to remain dynamic, innovative, and prepared for whatever the future holds. In the world of smart thinking, raw intelligence alone is rarely enough. Many of the most effective thinkers are those who possess a high degree of emotional intelligence. The ability to understand, manage, and leverage emotions, both their own and those of others. This capability allows them to navigate social situations with ease, build strong relationships, and make decisions with empathy and awareness. Emotional intelligence is a skill that magnifies one's intellectual abilities, grounding them in interpersonal awareness and emotional resilience. One of the most powerful elements of EQ is self-awareness. Smart thinkers recognize the importance of understanding their own emotions, motivations, and biases. They are conscious of how their internal state impacts their decisions and actions. This self-awareness allows them to reflect on past experiences, learn from their mistakes, and approach new challenges with a balanced mindset. Self-awareness creates a strong foundation for personal growth, as it fosters a mindset of continual improvement. Take the example of Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time. Buffett's emotional intelligence is evident in his ability to remain calm and steady in the face of market fluctuations. Rather than reacting impulsively, he is deeply aware of his own tendencies and values, which allows him to make calculated, objective decisions even in high-stress situations. This calm and controlled approach, rooted in self-awareness, has been instrumental in his enduring success. Another core component of EQ is self-regulation. Smart thinkers are skilled at managing their emotions, especially in stressful or high-stakes situations. They don't allow temporary feelings to drive their decisions. Instead, they take a step back, assess the situation, and respond thoughtfully. Self-regulation involves the ability to delay gratification, remain patient, and handle pressure without losing composure. It's a skill that enables them to stay focused on long-term goals, even when immediate challenges or emotions could easily derail them. Empathy is yet another critical aspect of emotional intelligence. Understanding and valuing the emotions of others is essential for building trust and connection. Smart thinkers know that people are more than just logical beings. They are also driven by their feelings, values, and desires. By tuning into others' emotions, they create an environment of respect and understanding, which leads to stronger collaboration and communication. Empathy allows them to see things from different perspectives, making them more adaptable and open-minded. Consider the case of Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. When he took over the company, he led with a focus on empathy and listening, working to understand the needs and aspirations of his employees and customers. This approach not only transformed Microsoft's internal culture, but also strengthened its relationships with partners and customers, contributing to its growth and revitalization. Nadella's emphasis on empathy underscored that understanding others' experiences can be a powerful driver of innovation and success. Emotionally intelligent individuals are also skilled in social awareness, the ability to read social cues and understand the dynamics of different situations. This awareness is invaluable in a world where collaboration is key. Smart thinkers know when to speak up and when to listen, when to lead, and when to support others. They can gauge the mood of a room, pick up on nonverbal signals, and adjust their communication style to fit the needs of the situation. This social awareness allows them to be effective communicators and leaders, as they can navigate complex social interactions with ease and tact. Another defining trait of emotionally intelligent individuals is their ability to handle criticism and feedback constructively. Smart thinkers view feedback as an opportunity for growth, rather than as a personal attack. They are open to hearing differing perspectives and are willing to learn from others. This openness to feedback is grounded in humility, an essential quality of emotional intelligence. Humility allows them to acknowledge their limitations and seek guidance when necessary, rather than being blinded by ego. This mindset fosters continual learning and improvement. Empathy is yet another critical aspect of emotional intelligence. Understanding and valuing the emotions of others is essential for building trust and connection. Smart thinkers know that people are more than just logical beings. They are also driven by their feelings, values, and desires. By tuning into others' emotions, they create an environment of respect and understanding, which leads to stronger collaboration and communication. Empathy allows them to see things from different perspectives, making them more adaptable and open-minded. Consider the case of Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. When he took over the company, he led with a focus on empathy and listening, working to understand the needs and aspirations of his employees and customers. This approach not only transformed Microsoft's internal culture, but also strengthened its relationships with partners and customers, contributing to its growth and revitalization. Nadella's emphasis on empathy underscored that understanding others' experiences can be a powerful driver of innovation and success. Emotionally intelligent individuals are also skilled in social awareness, the ability to read social cues and understand the dynamics of different situations. This awareness is invaluable in a world where collaboration is key. Smart thinkers know when to speak up and when to listen, when to lead and when to support others. They can gauge the mood of a room, pick up on nonverbal signals, and adjust their communication style to fit the needs of the situation. This social awareness allows them to be effective communicators and leaders as they can navigate complex social interactions with ease and tact. Another defining trait of emotionally intelligent individuals is their ability to handle criticism and feedback constructively. Smart thinkers view feedback as an opportunity for growth, rather than as a personal attack. They are open to hearing differing perspectives and are willing to learn from others. This openness to feedback is grounded in humility, an essential quality of emotional intelligence. Humility allows them to acknowledge their limitations and seek guidance when necessary, rather than being blinded by egoism. This mindset fosters continual learning and improvement. Resilience is also closely tied to emotional intelligence. Smart thinkers understand that setbacks and failures are inevitable, and they view them as stepping stones rather than obstacles. Emotional intelligence gives them the inner strength to bounce back from challenges, to maintain optimism even in difficult times, and to keep pushing forward toward their goals. Resilience is not about avoiding difficult emotions, but rather about learning to process and move through them with grace. In relationships, emotional intelligence creates a foundation of trust and understanding. Smart thinkers recognize that relationships, whether personal or professional, thrive on genuine connection. They communicate openly, listen actively, and respect others' feelings and perspectives. This relational intelligence enables them to build strong networks, foster loyalty, and maintain positive relationships over the long term. They understand that investing in relationships ultimately enriches both their personal lives and their professional endeavors. Ultimately, emotional intelligence is a skill that enhances every other aspect of intelligence. It helps smart thinkers apply their knowledge in ways that resonate with others, fostering collaboration, respect, and mutual growth. Emotionally intelligent people have an innate sense of how to balance logic with empathy, ambition with patience, and confidence with humility. They lead with both their minds and their hearts, using emotional intelligence to unlock a deeper level of understanding and effectiveness in all areas of life. Smart thinkers recognize that EQ is not a fixed trait, but a skill that can be developed over time. By cultivating self-awareness, empathy, resilience, and social awareness, they enhance their ability to connect with others and navigate life's complexities with wisdom and grace. Emotional intelligence is the bridge between intellect and interpersonal understanding, empowering them to make a meaningful impact on the world around them. In an ever-changing world, the ability to adapt is one of the hallmarks of smart thinking. Adaptability is not merely about surviving change. It's about thriving in it. It involves a mindset that embraces flexibility, curiosity, and a willingness to learn. Smart thinkers recognize that the landscape of life, whether in personal endeavors or professional pursuits, is constantly shifting, and their ability to pivot and adjust is crucial for success. Consider the story of Charles Darwin, whose theories on evolution emphasize the importance of adaptability in nature. The phrase, survival of the fittest, is often misinterpreted. It does not solely refer to physical strength, but rather to the ability of a species to adapt to its environment. In a similar vein, smart thinkers understand that those who can adjust their strategies, thoughts, and actions in response to new information or changing circumstances are more likely to succeed. They cultivate a mindset of continuous learning, viewing each experience as an opportunity for growth and innovation. One key aspect of adaptability is openness to change. Smart thinkers do not cling to outdated beliefs or practices. Instead, they remain open to new ideas and perspectives. This openness fosters creativity, as it encourages exploration and experimentation. When faced with challenges, adaptable thinkers are willing to consider alternative solutions and embrace unconventional approaches. They are not afraid to step outside their comfort zones, understanding that true growth often occurs when they venture into the unknown. The story of Airbnb serves as a powerful illustration of adaptability in action. When founders Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia started their business, they faced numerous obstacles and skepticism about their unconventional idea of renting out rooms in private homes. However, instead of sticking rigidly to their initial plan, they pivoted their approach multiple times, refining their business model based on feedback and market trends. Their willingness to adapt allowed Airbnb to become a global leader in the hospitality industry, revolutionizing the way people travel and experience accommodations. Resilience is another crucial element of adaptability. Smart thinkers recognize that setbacks are not failures, but rather opportunities to learn and grow. They embrace challenges with a positive attitude, viewing them as valuable lessons that can inform their future decisions. This resilience enables them to bounce back from disappointments, remaining steadfast in their pursuit of goals despite obstacles. By maintaining a growth mindset, they turn adversity into a catalyst for innovation and improvement. Moreover, adaptability involves the ability to manage uncertainty. In a rapidly changing world, ambiguity is often the only constant. Smart thinkers understand that they cannot control every variable, but they can control their responses. They cultivate a sense of comfort with uncertainty, allowing them to make decisions without having all the answers. This comfort comes from a belief in their ability to navigate challenges and find solutions, regardless of the circumstances. Another critical aspect of adaptability is emotional intelligence. Those who are emotionally intelligent are better equipped to handle change because they can manage their own emotions and understand the feelings of others. During times of change, stress and anxiety can run high, but adaptable thinkers remain composed, offering support and understanding to those around them. Their emotional awareness helps them build strong relationships, fostering an environment where collaboration and innovation can flourish. Even in uncertain situations, smart thinkers also recognize the importance of reflection in the adaptation process. After experiencing change, they take the time to analyze what worked, what didn't, and why. This reflective practice allows them to learn from their experiences, adapting their strategies and approaches for future challenges. By being mindful of their successes and failures, they develop a deeper understanding of their strengths and weaknesses, which informs their decision-making in the future. Adaptability is further enhanced by a proactive mindset. Rather than waiting for change to happen, smart thinkers anticipate potential shifts and prepare for them. They stay informed about trends in their industry, actively seek feedback, and engage in lifelong learning. This proactive approach not only equips them with the knowledge and skills needed to adapt, but also positions them as leaders in their field. By embracing change rather than resisting it, they become catalysts for innovation and progress. The art of adaptability is also reflected in the ability to collaborate effectively. In a world that values teamwork, adaptable thinkers understand the importance of leveraging diverse perspectives and skills. They create inclusive environments where ideas can be freely exchanged, encouraging collective problem solving. By embracing collaboration, they enhance their adaptability, drawing on the strengths of others to navigate challenges together. Ultimately, adaptability is not just a survival mechanism. It is a proactive approach to life and work. Smart thinkers see change as an opportunity rather than a threat. They approach new challenges with curiosity, resilience, and a willingness to learn. By fostering a culture of adaptability within themselves and their teams, they create environments where innovation thrives and individuals are empowered to reach their full potential. Perspective shapes how we interpret the world around us, influencing our thoughts, decisions, and actions. Smart thinkers understand that perspective is not fixed. It is fluid and can be reshaped through experiences, learning, and reflection. This chapter explores the profound impact of perspective on our lives and how cultivating a broader viewpoint can enhance our ability to think critically, solve problems, and connect with others. The power of perspective is illustrated vividly through the story of the blind man and the elephant. In this ancient parable, a group of blind men encounters an elephant for the first time. Each man touches a different part of the elephant. One touches the trunk, another the leg, and yet another the tail. When they describe the elephant based on their limited experience, they each arrive at vastly different conclusions. The man who touches the trunk believes the elephant is like a thick snake, while the one who feels the leg insists it is like a sturdy tree. This story highlights how limited perspectives can lead to misunderstandings and conflict, emphasizing the importance of seeking a more comprehensive view. Smart thinkers actively seek diverse perspectives to enrich their understanding of complex issues. They recognize that no single viewpoint holds the entirety of the truth, and that exploring multiple angles can lead to more informed decisions. This curiosity drives them to engage with people from different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences, broadening their horizons and fostering empathy. By listening to others and valuing their insights, Smart thinkers create a tapestry of perspectives that enhances their problem-solving abilities. Another key aspect of perspective is the ability to shift one's viewpoint intentionally. In moments of challenge or conflict, smart thinkers practice cognitive reframing, looking at a situation from a different angle to uncover new possibilities. For example, when faced with criticism, instead of viewing it as a personal attack, they might reframe it as an opportunity for growth and improvement. This shift not only alleviates negative emotions, but also empowers them to respond constructively, turning potential setbacks into stepping stones for success. One of the most influential figures in history, Mahatma Gandhi, exemplified the power of perspective. He famously said, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." This statement encourages individuals to shift their perspective from one of victimhood or helplessness to one of agency and responsibility. Gandhi understood that by changing one's internal perspective, one could influence external circumstances. His ability to see beyond the immediate struggles of his time allowed him to inspire a movement that transcended borders and continues to resonate today. Smart thinkers also cultivate an awareness of their biases and assumptions, recognizing that these can cloud their perspective. By acknowledging their preconceived notions, they can approach situations with greater objectivity and clarity. This self-awareness fosters humility, allowing them to admit when they are wrong or when they need to adjust their views based on new evidence. This openness to growth and change is a hallmark of smart thinking, as it encourages continuous learning and adaptation. In addition to individual perspectives, group dynamics play a crucial role in shaping collective viewpoints. Smart thinkers recognize the value of diversity within teams and organizations, understanding that varied perspectives lead to more innovative solutions. They foster inclusive environments where all voices are heard and respected, creating a culture that values collaboration and creativity. In such settings, individuals feel empowered to share their unique insights, leading to richer discussions and more effective problem solving. The importance of perspective is further underscored in the realm of emotional intelligence. Smart thinkers are adept at understanding their own emotions and those of others, allowing them to navigate interpersonal relationships with greater ease. By empathizing with others and considering their viewpoints, they can resolve conflicts more effectively and build stronger connections. This emotional awareness enhances their ability to lead and inspire, as they can communicate with clarity and compassion. Perspective is also instrumental in fostering resilience in the face of adversity. When confronted with challenges, smart thinkers draw upon their ability to see the situation from different angles. Instead of succumbing to despair or frustration, they focus on potential solutions and alternative paths forward. This resilience is bolstered by a belief in their capacity to adapt and grow, enabling them to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence. The environment we inhabit profoundly influences our thoughts, behaviors, and decision-making processes. From the physical spaces we occupy to the people we surround ourselves with, our environment plays a critical role in shaping our mindset. In this chapter, we will explore how the various aspects of our surroundings can either enhance or hinder our ability to think smartly and creatively. Consider the concept of environmental psychology, which examines how the physical environment impacts human behavior and well-being. Research has shown that our surroundings can significantly affect our mood, motivation, and cognitive function. For instance, bright natural lighting has been found to boost creativity and productivity, while cluttered or dim spaces can lead to feelings of anxiety and distraction. Smart thinkers recognize the importance of curating their physical environment to foster optimal thinking conditions. This may involve decluttering workspaces, incorporating elements of nature, or utilizing colors that promote focus and calm. The impact of environment extends beyond the physical space to the social context in which we operate. The people we choose to surround ourselves with can greatly influence our thoughts and actions. Smart thinkers understand the value of building a supportive network of individuals who inspire and challenge them. This principle is often encapsulated in the saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." By surrounding themselves with positive, motivated, and intellectually curious individuals, smart thinkers create an environment that encourages growth and innovation. In contrast, being surrounded by negativity, cynicism, or limiting beliefs can stifle creativity and diminish one's capacity for smart thinking. It's essential for individuals to assess their social circles and make conscious choices about who they allow into their lives. This might mean distancing themselves from toxic relationships or seeking out mentors and collaborators who uplift and inspire. The act of curating one's social environment can have a profound impact on one's mindset and ability to think critically. Moreover, the influence of environment extends to the broader cultural and societal context in which we live. Cultural norms, values, and beliefs shape our perceptions and attitudes, influencing how we interpret information and approach challenges. Smart thinkers are attuned to these cultural influences and actively seek to expand their perspectives beyond their immediate context. They embrace diversity in thought and experience, recognizing that exposure to different cultures can enhance their understanding and foster creativity. The phenomenon of groupthink serves as a cautionary tale regarding the influence of social environments. Groupthink occurs when a cohesive group prioritizes consensus over critical analysis, leading to poor decision-making. Smart thinkers actively combat this tendency by encouraging open dialogue and dissenting opinions within their teams. They create safe spaces for individuals to voice differing perspectives, recognizing that constructive conflict can lead to more innovative solutions and better outcomes. In the realm of innovation and creativity, physical environments designed for collaboration and experimentation can yield remarkable results. Think of companies like Google and Apple, which have crafted workspaces that encourage interaction, creativity, and exploration. These environments foster a culture of innovation where ideas can flow freely, leading to breakthroughs and advancements. Smart thinkers understand that by designing their environments to promote collaboration, they can harness the collective intelligence of their teams. Additionally, the concept of place-based learning emphasizes the importance of the environment in shaping knowledge and understanding. Experiential learning, learning through doing, often occurs in environments that are rich with context and relevance. For instance, students who engage in hands-on projects in natural settings or communities often develop deeper insights and connections to the material. Smart thinkers recognize the value of experiential learning and actively seek opportunities to engage with their surroundings, drawing lessons from the world around them. Mindfulness and presence also play a crucial role in how our environment influences thought. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are ubiquitous, and it can be easy to lose focus on the present moment. Smart thinkers cultivate mindfulness practices to enhance their awareness of their environment and improve their cognitive clarity. By grounding themselves in the present, they can better navigate challenges, make informed decisions, and connect more deeply with their surroundings. As we reach the conclusion of How Smart People Think, it is essential to reflect on the journey we've undertaken together. Throughout this exploration, we have delved into the fundamental principles that define smart thinking, uncovering the intricacies of the mind and the ways in which our environment and experiences shape our cognitive processes. We have learned that thinking smartly is not merely an innate talent, but a skill that can be cultivated and refined through intentional practice. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, the ability to think critically and creatively is our greatest asset. The chapters of this book have illuminated various pathways to enhance our thinking, from fostering curiosity and self-reflection to creating environments that nurture innovative ideas. We have seen how diverse perspectives and collaborative efforts can lead to richer insights, pushing the boundaries of what we believe is possible. Moreover, embracing a growth mindset empowers us to approach challenges with resilience and adaptability. By acknowledging that our thinking is not fixed but can evolve through effort and learning, we open ourselves to new possibilities and transformative experiences. The anecdotes and philosophies shared within these pages serve as reminders of the power of reflection, adaptability, and the pursuit of knowledge. As we conclude this exploration, I encourage you to take the lessons learned and integrate them into your daily life. Practice self-reflection and seek out diverse perspectives that challenge your thinking. Cultivate environments that inspire creativity and encourage collaboration, whether at work, in your community, or within your personal relationships. Remember that smart thinking is not solely about individual intelligence. It thrives in the interconnectedness of ideas and experiences. The journey of understanding how smart people think does not end here. It is an ongoing commitment to learning, growing, and evolving in a rapidly changing world. By embracing the art of smart thinking, you are not only enhancing your cognitive capabilities, but also positioning yourself to make informed decisions that can impact your life and the lives of those around you. As we part ways, may you carry with you the insights gleaned from this book and continue to cultivate the habits of smart thinking. Embrace curiosity, challenge assumptions, and remain open to new ideas. In doing so, you will not only unlock your potential, but also inspire those around you to embark on their journeys of growth and discovery. The world is waiting for your unique contributions. Let your smart thinking guide you toward making a meaningful impact.